Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren and this channel is all about remote work, location independence, and helping you travel the world as much as you want, whenever you want. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how to start freelancing. I'm going to be breaking down the 8 easy steps you need to follow to launch your freelancing career and become a successful location independence entrepreneur. So if that sounds like something you want to know more about, let's get into the video. So step 1 has to do with the mindset of a boss. In my course, Road to Remote, I have an entire module that is devoted to mindset because it is such an important part of your journey. If you have all these limiting beliefs where you are telling yourself, I am not successful, I can't do this, no one's going to buy from me, etc., etc., you're just going to manifest more of that happening in your life and you're not going to take the aligned action to make those goals a reality. Essentially, you have to 1000% back yourself and believe that your success is inevitable. Because if you don't, no one else is going to believe you, so you have to make sure that you have your own back. So my action step for you is to identify those limiting beliefs that are holding you back, call bullshit on them, and also start acting like that successful freelancer or entrepreneur or multi-millionaire that you want to be, and really embody that energy and act like you have already achieved that goal. Step 2 of becoming a successful freelancer has to do with choosing a niche. Now, if you've been around on this channel for a while, you know that I've talked extensively about niching and the need to niche the down, but I'm going to bring it up again because it really is an important part of building your freelancing career. So first things first, what the is a niche? A niche is a problem you solve or a segment of the market that you help. So for example, I am a freelance writer and I specialize in writing health and wellness content for CBD companies. So as you can see by that statement, I am very clear on who I help. I am not trying to help everyone with their content marketing. I am trying to help a very particular group of people. So my action step for you to figure out your niche is to ask yourself, who do I want to help and why? Okay, so now that you've figured out your niche and who you're trying to help, the next step is to identify your skill set. Number 1 is to list all your current skills and interests. Number 2 is that you want to list all the things that you would love to know more about. So this is very helpful if what you want to do as a freelancer is something that you don't necessarily have the skills or experience in yet. As long as you have that interest and that you are totally committed to absolutely learning everything there is to know about that topic or that niche, you can 100% start a freelancing career in that direction. Number 3 is to look at those skills that you've written down and highlight the ones that you could translate into a remote or a freelancing role. And number 4 is that you want to identify gaps in your knowledge. So for example, let's say you want to become a freelance social media manager who specializes in Instagram, but you don't know that much about Instagram beyond using it as an everyday user. So that is a knowledge gap that you would need to fill. You need to commit yourself to filling that knowledge gap so that you can become an expert Instagram marketeer and attract clients and also be able to give those clients the results that they want. So step 4 is all about building a website for your freelancing business. So if you watched my last video, which was all about how to land your first client as a freelancer, which you can watch over here if you've missed it, I spoke all about needing a professional website for your freelancing business. And I'm going to just reiterate it here because once again, it is really important and is going to help you so much. Okay, so having a professional website is obviously going to make you look more professional, duh. But it's also going to help reinforce this idea that you are an expert in your niche. And lastly, it just gives you a place for you to keep all your services and portfolio pieces in one place, and it makes it easy for your potential clients to access and see if you are the perfect fit for their business. So another thing that really holds a lot of freelancers back from starting their freelancing business or being able to transition from their freelancing side hustle into a full-time gig has to do with rates. And I totally get it. Figuring out your rates and setting them is super, super scary. When I started my freelancing writing business way back in 2016, I didn't know anything about how to set my rates or what the going rate was. And it resulted in me accepting writing jobs where I was getting paid $20 per 1,000 words, which is absolutely shit, and it is daylight robbery, and you should not do that. Don't do it. It's not worth it. So over the last 4 years of freelancing, I've come across 3 techniques that have really helped me so much when it comes to setting my rates. So method number 1 is, how much does your dream life cost? So I am going to link to a video in the description below by Erin May Henry, who is my business coach, and she is amazing. French kiss amazing, and she has this beautiful video which is called how to calculate the cost of your dream life. So what this video will do is it's going to help you get to a number that you have to make yearly to be able to live your dream life, and then you take that number and you work backwards until you get an amount for each quarter, each month, and each week. And when you have those amounts, then you can look at your services and see how much you need to charge for those services, and also how much you would need to be selling each month. Number 2 is industry benchmarks. So if you are a South African, you'll have access to a website called the South African Freelancers Association. And this is a fantastic resource because it also gives you benchmarks of what other freelancers in your niche are getting paid for their work. So this makes it really easy to see the averages that people are getting compensated for, and then you can use those benchmarks as a way to decide on what you should be charging. Method number 3 is, do your rates challenge you? Do your rates push you outside of your comfort zone? So if you know for an absolute fact that you could 100% sell a blog post for $50, then why not push yourself and make that price $70 or $80, or maybe even double it and make it $100 and challenge yourself? Because if your rates aren't pushing you and they're not challenging you, that means that you are staying in your comfort zone and you are not going to see that growth that you want to see in your freelancing business. So the rule of thumb is to just choose a price that scares you just a little bit, that is going to motivate you to work harder, to push harder, to be able to get a client that is going to pay that rate, instead of staying in your comfort zone where it is safe. So step number 6 has to do with learning how to pitch. So hands down, this is the most important skill you need to master as a freelancer, because you are going to use it in so many different ways throughout your career, whether you are replying to job ads or cold emailing a potential client. You need to know how to tell people what you do and how you help them, and you need to be able to do that effectively and clearly. So if you want to learn more about my 3-step process on how to write super effective pitches, I would highly recommend clicking on this video over here. It is not enough for you to hop onto Upwork and create a profile there and just start replying to every single job ad you see on those job boards. What you have to do is also make sure that your social media platforms are optimized to attract potential clients. So there are 2 platforms that I recommend you do this on, and the first one is Instagram. So if you go into Instagram search and you type in a keyword like remote work, for example, you will then see a list of profiles come up, and that is because those profiles have optimized their profile around that keyword remote work. You need to apply the same concept to your own profile to make sure that you are being found for the correct keywords related to your business and related to your niche. The second social media platform that you want to optimize is your LinkedIn profile. If people type certain keywords in LinkedIn, your profile will show up. So once again, you want to make sure you are using the right keywords on your LinkedIn profile to get found by people in search. And the reason why you want to optimize these 2 social media platforms so that they work for you is because if you have leads that are coming to you, then it frees up your time and you don't have to spend so much time cold emailing or replying to job boards, because people are coming to you and asking you if you would like to work together instead of the other way around. Okay, and then the final step for becoming a successful freelancer has to do with admin, everyone's favorite thing in the whole wide world. So now that you've gone through those previous 7 steps, the last thing that you have to do is just make sure that you have all your processes figured out in your freelancing business. So by this I mean that you have your contracts in place, you have an invoicing and accounting system, you have your onboarding documents, your offboarding documents, as well as a client introduction pack. If you would like to learn more about the best tools for running your freelancing business, click on the description below because I have an entire blog post which details the best tools for running a business as a freelancer. And if you want to learn more about how to organize your freelancing business so that you actually achieve your goals, make sure that you turn on those bell notifications and subscribe, because that is what we are going to be talking about in next week's video. I'm going to show you how you can use Asana to plan absolutely everything in your freelancing business. And in the meantime, if you want to learn more about how to land your first freelancing clients and also the best job boards for freelancers, make sure that you check out these 2 videos right over here. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers!